What's going on, drivers? This old school coming at you again. This is part one of a 3-part series. This right here, this is called a tire gauge. I'm sure you guys have seen it or heard of it. Basically what that tire gauge is for is if your tread depth is low, you want to use this to basically get some kind of insight into where your tire depth is, so you don't get a violation because your tires are bald or slick, or you're riding in the rain with bad tires. Another thing with tires is you want to look out for any type of let's say you're pulling a trailer that somebody else had. On the side of that trailer, you're going to look out for scrapes, scuff marks on the sidewall, and cuts. Okay. And loss of tread, and also on the tire you're going to find that there'll be skid marks here and there. You might want to get that checked out, but this is a tread depth that I use. Another thing I use is this thing here. This is a mallet. Okay. This is, or you can get a tire thumper. It's up to you. Tire thumper looks like the billy clubs the police used to use, but I use a mallet to get a sound effect from the tire, and what that tire sounds like will tell me if that tire is low on air or if there's something going on with it. So let's get into this, huh? All right. So basically, I'm not going to do all the tires because all my tires have tread on them, but I am going to show you the basics on how to use the tire tread depth gauge. Okay, so basically we have the tire here. Come up to it. We want to find the most center part of the tire, or the tire where it has the most tread depth. Okay, so here we go. Take your gauge, come tap it on the top. Go to the center tread, boom. That's going to give me some kind of indication of where my tread depth is. So let's step over here in the shade because it's hot, and then I'm going to go to sleep. All right. So there we go. We are at, what is that? Let's see if we can get some kind of... Okay, so that's showing 12 right there. You see it? Bam, just came in. So it's at about a 12. See that? So we know that we are good on our tires. Okay, all the tires have tread. Okay, so basically if you have low tires, you know who you are. You need that tread depth gauge. That's going to tell you what the tread depth is of the tire thumper. So basically we're going to check the tires. If you know what I mean, we're going to check the tires. We're going to check the lug nuts. No rust, loose lug nuts. You can go around with your fingers, kind of, play with them. Make sure that they're not loose. You can turn them with your finger, get it tight. Okay, right here, that's your front axle. There's a seal in there, and some of them have glass on them where you can actually look through and see the fluid in there, if it's low, high. There's a gasket in here too. That's what's keeping the axle seal oil inside. Also, I wanted to show you something on the motor that I missed. Right here, those are your injectors. They sit in the injector cup. Okay, here, and back there. These are your fuel line, high pressure fuel lines. Okay, they run into the filter, like I was telling you earlier. Oh, also something people miss right here. That's your DOT 3 brake fluid. That's where your brake fluid goes. See that? You see something in there? But a lot of people miss that. They don't look on the firewall and they don't see that. Walk around here real quick and then we'll get on with the tires again. Back here, the turbo. Okay. some kind of indication of where the EGR cooler, if they're saying, hey, my EGR cooler or my turbo or whatever, then you know where to look, you know. Same right here, steering gearbox, went over that. So we're gonna walk on through and we're gonna do our things with the tires. On a pre-trip, a good pre-trip, DOT says that you can do a pre-trip for 15 minutes, but a thorough pre-trip is a 30-minute pre-trip. Okay, so let's go ahead and bang on these tires. Okay, all right, right back there, you see that? That's an airbag. Okay, there's 4 of them on the tractor, 4 of them on the trailer. Right here, that's your hub axle seal right there. Behind here, you'll see it. It's kind of right here, little pieces of it. That's your gasket. Okay, I can almost guarantee you about 99% of the time when you wake up in the morning and you see these tires and they look like they got armor all on them, and you see like a little puddle down here with oil, or you'll see it up against the trailer, that's your hub seal gasket. It's pretty much it's gone. So what you need to do is get that replaced as soon as you can get to a Love's or as soon as you can get to a TA. It doesn't take very long. The problem comes in is when you don't do it and you just let it go because you didn't do a pre-trip, and more than likely you're going to mess them bearings up because the oil is coming out of there. Let me show you something else. You see this right here? Called a pumpkin. I'll get on the other side and show you the line right here that I'm pointing at on the other side of the pumpkin. That little hose right there is a $10 hose. Cost me $5 grand for the pumpkin. Okay, you make the decision. Okay, right here. Okay, let me show you. Right here, there's your other airbag, and then there's another airbag over here. Okay, back there, see that's locked in. That's the kingpin, and it's locked in. You want to make sure of that. Also under here, you want to check your cross members. See that? All the cross members. Why you want to check the cross members? Because you want to make sure that when that forklift, and you see how they jump on the back of the trailer, that forklift right there, when they jump on the back of the trailer, you already know they're gonna fall through. Landing gear. When it comes to landing gear, okay, you want to make sure that the feet on the landing gear are straight and flat. If you have a problem with your landing gear, get with your shop, man. Because what ends up happening is this landing gear here, people will plan it, they'll drop the trailer and they'll plan it, take it to a customer, and when they take it to the customer, what happens is that landing gear basically sinks into the asphalt. And the reason it does that is because it's hot. So what happens is it'll end up sinking. Okay, here we go again. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, back here you also have seals. Okay, hub seals. These, they will go out. I have rarely seen them go out a lot, but they do. Same with the front. The front goes out more often than back here on the trailer. What I've seen with it is that basically when you wake up and you do a pre-trip or you do a post-trip, that's when you're going to see the problem. Because it's been going down the highway, it's been going for miles and miles and miles, and now it's had a chance to rear its ugly head. Okay, here we go again. Okay, also another problem that you might have, brake chambers. See them? There's 4 on every trailer. Okay, they go out too. Okay, you want to watch that. Another thing that you may have a problem with, like I was telling you in my first video, this undercarriage line right here under the trailer. Let's see, we can see the cross members back here. We can tell they're all straight and not cracked or broken or missing. But on that line back there, when I first started, that line dragged on the ground and put a fray in it, and air was leaking out. I couldn't move the trailer. You don't want to ruin your day like that. So keep you some spare clamps, keep you some spare tubes that you can stick in there until you can get it to the nearest place to get it repaired. That guy came across 4 lanes of freeway and I was a newbie. Thank God, thank God for him. This is an axle counter. In Canada, they used to, the guys that drove the Canadian trucks, what they used to have was they would have like a, got the name of the system, but it would go from the, where you put the air in, around and circle around the axle, and basically they would get less low air pressure because that air was going into the tire. But there's 3 airbags and there's 4 airbags. Okay, so the reason I'm speaking on the airbags is because a lot of times you're going to find that your leaks are coming from the airbags too. Okay, if you get low air pressure warning lights in your dash, usually you probably have a slow leak on the airbag. What they'll do is, you can do it or they can do it. They'll come out with a bottle, like a Windex bottle, and it's got soap in it, and they'll spray the bag all over just to see if it's coming from the airbag or if there's a slow leak and it needs to be replaced. As far as the mud flaps are concerned, when it comes to the mud flaps, you don't want them selling. 8 inches of selling will get you a violation. That's a reason for DOT to pull you over. What we're trying to do here on this channel is make sure that you don't get caught in a situation where DOT pulls you over. Well, I pulled you over for your mud flap, or I pulled you over because you got a low tire, or you have a missing screw. Another thing, on these rims, especially on the ones with the holes, you'll be able to see there'll be cracks, hairline cracks. That's how you know the rim's no good. There'll be like hairline cracks coming from here, or they'll come from, or it'll be around the screw area. Got to replace that rim because that's the automatic shutdown. I've driven a truck that actually I had to point it out to the owner and tell him straight out, hey, you got a hairline crack on that rim, man. And you can see it, but it usually will, you'll see it when you look at it real close, you'll see the hairline crack. Let's see, what else can I touch on for you guys? Oh, the other brake chambers, they're up here. See them? Those are your other brake chambers. This is the line I was telling y'all that it goes from, there's one back here and there's one here. They're on each rear end pumpkin, okay? What that is that $10 piece right there cost me $5 grand because I didn't have them on there. And what happened was the pumpkin went. Now, it's a day and a half job or however long if they're not busy, but that's a problem, okay? You want to make sure that them tubes are on there. You can do it yourself. There's 2 tubes, you can't miss it, they're rubber. Also, another thing to watch out for, these fairings. Make sure they're not touching the tank. I also had a problem with that before, where it had punctured the tank. To show you these lines again. Let's see how close I can get so you can get a better shot. See them? See that line that's coming out of the differential? Yeah. So basically what I'm telling you